Today, traveler, we journey to the most feared gates in mythology. There, where the world of the living dissolves and the underworld begins. And before this threshold, we meet the guardian that no one can avoid, Cerberus, the three-headed hound. But don't think of him merely as a distant beast from ancient stories. Think of him as a mirror, because Cerberus lives within us. He is the reflection of the invisible, battles we fight every day against our own shadows, the distraction that steals our time, the anxiety that traps us in the future, and the inner voice that sabotages our every step. In ancient Greece, Cerberus was described with flaming eyes, sharp fangs, and a colossal body wrapped in serpents. He wasn't just a monstrous dog, he was the boundary between worlds. His purpose was clear: to prevent the living from crossing over, and the dead from escaping their fate. Few heroes ever dared to face him. Heracles used brute strength to subdue him. Orpheus, with his lyre, tamed him through music, and Aeneas, on his descent, tricked him with a loaf dipped in honey and opium. Each hero found a different way, and all left behind a reminder. There is no crossing without a guardian. There is no descent into the underworld without facing the three-headed hound. But what about us? What does this myth have to do with the lives we lead today? Our restlessness, our sleepless nights, our silent wars. The truth is that the underworld is not just found in dark caves or subterranean rivers. It also lives within each of us, in moments when we face our deepest pain, in hours when we battle thoughts that seem to devour us, in days when our own mind feels like a labyrinth with no exit. And there, in that invisible territory, we meet our own Cerberus. He appears when we try to focus, but distraction takes control. He rises when we look to the future and are consumed by anxiety. He lunges forward when we're about to act, but the voice of self-sabotage whispers, "Don't bother. You'll fail." These three heads are as real as the creature of myth, and every day, without noticing, we fight them. Think for a moment. How many times have you sat down to study, to write, to create something meaningful, and within minutes were devoured by distraction? A single notification click, a glance at social media, a thought that multiplies into 1,000 detours. When you look up, half an hour is gone, and what should have been simple now, he feels unbearable. That's the first head, distraction. Always hungry, always ready to bite off the most precious part of your life: time. Now, picture another scene. You're facing an important decision, an exam, a project, a difficult conversation. But before you even act, your mind races ahead. You imagine failure, judgment, shame. Your heart races. Your palms sweat, you freeze. The action hasn't even begun, and you've already been defeated by your imagination. That's the second head. Anxiety. It doesn't bite immediately. It poisons slowly. It traps you in worlds that don't yet exist and paralyzes the present. And then comes the third, the most insidious of all, self-sabotage. It doesn't bark or roar. It hides in whispers. You're not capable. Why even try? Better to quit now than fail later. This head doesn't need to scream. Its words are enough to make you retreat. How many times have you believed that voice? How many dreams have died before they began because you listened to it? These three heads of Cerberus don't wait at the gates of Hades. They sit at your desk, beside your bed when you can't sleep, in the silence when your mind won't stop. They devour minutes, hours, days, years, and if you're not careful, one day you'll realize that much of your life was fed to this guardian. In depth psychology, this is what we call the shadow. The shadow isn't just darkness, it's everything we refuse to face. And each head of Cerberus is a fragment of that shadow. Distraction reveals our fear of presence. Anxiety exposes our fear of the future. Self-sabotage echoes the unhealed wounds of the past. Denying the shadow doesn't make it disappear. On the contrary, it grows, takes shape, and controls everything we do. Cerberus is the same. If you ignore him, he only grows larger before you. Here lies the truth. Cerberus isn't merely an enemy, he's a guardian. He doesn't stand at the gate to destroy you, but to test you. He asks, with his burning eyes, do you truly wish to pass, or will you turn back once again? And the answer is not given in words. it's given in presence, courage, and action. Each time you choose silence over distraction, you move a step forward. Each time you breathe through anxiety and act anyway, you cross a little further. Each time you act despite self-sabotage, you tame one of the hound's heads. Cerberus never disappears. He will always be there. But each passage makes him less terrifying and more revealing, because in truth he guards not only the underworld, he guards you from wasting your own life. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself standing before the iron gates that separate the world of the living from the realm of Hades. Torches flicker against the dark walls and a cold wind blows from the abyss. And there he stands, Cerberus. His eyes burn like coals, his body woven from shadow, and three heads rise. Alert and watching, each one looks at you differently. One barks, trying to distract you. Another growls, feeding your anxiety. And the third, the most treacherous of all, doesn't need to roar. It whispers with venom the words that wound the deepest. The first head is distraction. It's loud, restless, insatiable. It lives in the phone notification, the open browser tab, the sudden urge to escape whatever demands your presence. You sit down to study or work, and your mind immediately scatters. It's as if a hungry dog were tearing pieces of your time and devouring them without mercy. The second head is quieter, but no less dangerous: anxiety. It doesn't attack at once, it poisons slowly. While distraction steals the present, anxiety drags you into the future. It paints scenes of failure, imagines disasters that never happened, creates storms in skies that don't yet exist. You open a book, but your mind is already at the exam. You believe you'll fail. You begin a project, but already see yourself collapsing in front of everyone. It's as if anxiety's head chained you to a destiny you haven't even lived yet. And then comes the third, the head of self-sabotage. This one needs no noise. It lives in silence. It disguises itself as your own inner voice. It doesn't roar. It whispers, "You're not capable. Better give up now. There's no point trying. You'll never be enough." This is the most dangerous of all because it doesn't come from outside. It comes from within. It feeds on old memories, unhealed wounds, insecurities you've carried since childhood. And the more you try to run, the larger it grows. These three heads, distraction, anxiety, and self-sabotage, are not mere metaphors. They are alive in your everyday life. They steal hours, days, years. They are Cerberus in his truest form. How many nights have you surrendered to distraction, scrolling endlessly through a glowing screen, unaware of time passing? How many mornings have been ruined by anxiety that froze you before you could act? How many dreams have died before they began because self-sabotage convinced you not to try? This is how Cerberus devours human life, not with teeth or claws, but with wasted time. And here lies the truth. Cerberus is not only a threat, he is a guardian. He stands before you to ask, are you ready to cross? Or will you turn back once again? Each day, each choice, each moment at the gate is a new chance to decide. Will you surrender to the heads or cross despite them? Imagine yourself once again before the gates of the underworld. The three heads of Cerberus stir, each one trying to stop you in its own way, and you realize you cannot face him by sheer will alone. This is where the ancient heroes become our teachers, for each found a way to cross the gate without being devoured. The first was Heracles, the strongest of mortals. Among his 12 labors, he was commanded to descend into the underworld and bring Cerberus to the surface, alive. They say he carried no weapons, no sword, no spear, only courage. And when the three heads lunged at him, he met them with bare hands, gripping the beast by the neck until it yielded. What does that teach us? That there are moments when no song can soothe the mind. No trick can distract the beast. There are moments when the only thing left is action, trembling, fearful but real. The head of self-sabotage, the one that whispers you're not capable, can only be defeated by doing. It's the moment you take the step, when you move despite the voices, that the strength of Heracles awakens within you. But strength is not the only path. Orpheus shows us another way. When he descended to the underworld to reclaim his beloved Eurydice, Orpheus knew he could not win through force. So he lifted his lyre, and the music that flowed from its strings enchanted even the guardian of hell. The snarling heads grew calm under the melody, and the path opened before him. This is the power of calm, of beauty, of harmony. Anxiety doesn't need to be destroyed. It needs to be soothed. Just as Orpheus used music, we can use breath, meditation, or the simple act of bringing beauty into a difficult moment. Anxiety barks, but it quiets before the melody of presence. And then there was Aeneas, the Roman hero. He trusted neither strength nor song. He carried with him a loaf of bread laced with honey and opium, an offering, while Cerberus was distracted by the gift. Aeneas crossed the gates. He didn't fight. He didn't charm. He outwitted. That is the path of strategy, against distraction. Direct confrontation rarely works. You can't fight the phone, the notifications, the endless noise of the world. You must use intelligence, create boundaries, design your space. Remove from your environment the things that feed the beast. Just as Aeneas offered a decoy to divert Cerberus, we too can prepare our surroundings so that distraction starves before it bites. Strength, music, cunning. 3 heroes, 3 weapons, 3 lessons. But notice something crucial. None of them killed Cerberus. None severed his heads. None destroyed the guardian. They merely subdued him long enough to cross. This reveals a deeper truth. Cerberus never disappears. Distraction will always exist. Anxiety will always return. Self-sabotage will always find new ways to whisper. The goal is not to destroy the guardian, but to learn to live with him, taming him with every passage. And every time you act like Heracles, moving forward despite the inner voice that says, it's useless. Every time you act like Orpheus, calming anxiety through breath and beauty. Every time you act like Aeneas, using strategy to keep distraction at bay, you cross another gate within yourself. These myths are not distant tales. They are maps of the human mind. They show us that the descent into the underworld isn't a single event, but a discipline, a series of conscious choices repeated over time. Each crossing is practice, each step a silent victory, and perhaps this is what Cerberus truly represents. Not an enemy to be slain, but a shadow teacher demanding from us courage, calm, and strategy, a guardian who asks every day, will you feed me again, or will you choose to cross? Ne be one den no hero ever crossed. The gates of the underworld empty-handed. Heracles carried his courage, Orpheus carried his lyre, Aeneas carried his honeyed bread laced with sleep. Each of them knew that before Cerberus, improvisation was useless, preparation was sacred, and so it is with us. It's not enough to wake up and hope the day will go well on its own. It's not enough to wish for focus, calm, or strength without rituals to sustain them. Cerberus feeds on improvisation, on distraction, on neglect. He advances precisely when we live without intention. The first ritual is presence. Distraction only has power when it finds food. Every glowing notification, every surrounding noise, every misplaced object is like flesh thrown to the starving hound. So, before you begin any task, prepare your space. Close the doors. Put your phone away. Leave only what is essential before you. That is the bread you offer to the first head. Deprived of food, it weakens, and suddenly silence opens. The second ritual is breath. Anxiety is an invisible beast, but its poison can be neutralized by the music of the body. Try inhaling slowly, counting to 4. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale, counting to 6. Repeat. Feel your heartbeat slow, your shoulders relax, your mind quiet down. That is the sound of Orpheus's lyre echoing within you, the melody that turns chaos into harmony. The third ritual is silent. Courage, self-sabotage doesn't require noise, only persistence. It's staying seated when the mind insists on fling. It's continuing to write even when the words feel clumsy. It's pressing forward even when the inner voice screams, there's no point. That is the embrace of Heracles, firm, unbreakable, restraining the third head until it yields. These 3 rituals prepare the space. Breathe, persist. May seem too simple, but they are what transform an ordinary day into a sacred crossing. They are the coins we hand to the guardian so he lets us pass. Think of how many times you've tried to study without preparing your space. Every 10 minutes, your phone vibrates, distraction smiles, and before you notice, half an hour has vanished. Now imagine the same scene, but this time, your phone is outside the room. The space is quiet. Only you and the page remain. Suddenly, the first head of Cerberus has nothing left to bite. Now think of a morning when you woke up anxious, your heart racing, your mind tangled in 1,000 dark futures. You rushed into the day without pause, and the beast ruled your energy until nightfall. But on another morning, you stopped for 5 minutes, breathed deeply, found your rhythm. The anxiety didn't disappear, but it lost its power. Orpheus had played his lyre, and how many times have you abandoned something important because self-sabotage convinced you it wasn't worth it? How many pages unwritten, projects unborn, dreams that never took their first step? But then there was that one time you insisted. You continued, trembling, uncertain but moving forward, and in that moment, you were Heracles, holding the hound until it surrendered. These rituals aren't productivity hacks, they're spiritual practices, daily battles against the shadows that devour our time. Each block of protected silence, each conscious breath, each act of persistence is a step beyond the gate. And the beauty is that the more these rituals repeat, the more they become part of you. They stop being effort and become nature. Just as heroes carried their sacred tools, you too carry your own instruments of passage. So treat your rituals as sacred, not as cold obligations, but as gestures of reverence toward life itself. Because every time you protect your time, every time you calm your mind, every time you persist despite doubt, you are telling the guardian, I will not hand my life over to your jaws. I choose to cross. And in that moment, Cerberus ceases to be a threat. He becomes a teacher, a shadow guide, who, by challenging you, reveals the value of what he guards, the time of your existence. There is one truth no one can escape. Sooner or later, everyone will meet Cerberus, not the beast of myth, but the silent guardian who watches the border between life and death. You can flee from responsibilities, avoid difficult conversations, even hide from yourself for a while, but from the final gate, no one escapes. Cerberus, with his 3 heads, does not guard only the limits of the underworld. He guards the limits of our very existence. Every distraction devours minutes. Every anxiety devours days. Every act of self-sabotage devours entire years. And little by little, without noticing, you arrive before the final gate, having surrendered most of your life to the guardian. The most painful part is realizing he never had to fight you. You offered it all willingly. You gave away the most precious treasure, time. Think about it. How many hours have been given to empty distractions? How many days consumed by anxieties that never became real? How many dreams abandoned because an inner voice whispered, "It's not worth it"? That's how the guardian fulfills his purpose, not with claws but with waste. And when the final gate rises before you, Cerberus will not ask how many titles you earned, how much wealth you gathered, or how many people applauded you. He will ask only this: did you live each day as a crossing, or did you let me devour almost everything? That question makes every moment urgent, because the gate is not only at the end of life, it stands before you now, in every choice to surrender to distraction or remain present, in every decision to feed anxiety or breathe through it, in every instant you retreat before self-sabotage or dare to advance despite it. Each is an encounter with Cerberus, and the more times you choose to cross, the less you fear the final meeting, because you already know how to face the guardian. You already know that even in fear, you can move forward. You've learned that the monster cannot be destroyed, but it can be tamed. To integrate this awareness is not morbidity, it is liberation. It's understanding that death is inevitable, but waste is optional, that the end cannot be avoided, but how you use your time until then depends entirely on you. Depth psychology calls this the process of individuation, becoming whole by facing one's own shadow. Meeting Cerberus every day is, in a way, preparation for the final moment, not to live in fear, but in clarity, to realize that every conscious minute is a flame that lights eternity. So, breathe, look at your life now. How many crossings have you left undone? How many offerings have you made to the three heads of the hound? And more importantly, how many times have you crossed, trembling, uncertain, yet determined? Those are the victories no one can take from you. They are what make a life worth remembering, so don't wait for the last gate to value time. Begin now. Guard your minutes as if they were gold. Breathe as if each breath were your last. Persist as if every step were your only chance to cross. Because in the end, Cerberus is not merely an enemy. He is a teacher, a guide, a constant reminder that life is brief and that every instant is a choice. You can retreat, letting him devour your time, or you can cross with courage, beauty, and strategy until your final breath. And when that hour day comes, when the last gate opens, you will not look back in regret. You will say, I crossed, I lived, I did not give my life to the shadows in vain. Here we end another crossing. Now remember, memento mori, we are all travelers of the shadows, and every conscious step is a flame that illuminates eternity.